Yo, shut up, peeps. So yeah, check this out, man. We're gonna react to a video Chick Smooth did, as we also Drake has actually scheduled an interview, about Bobbi Althoff again. So he's just basically told DJ Akademiks and Mal that I don't rock with you guys, and basically I can say. That's exactly what he just told him. I don't rock with you guys. You get me? Drake does not, I keep telling you guys, man, Drake does not like dark-skinned people, bro. Drake does not like dark-skinned people. Probably only reason he has Baka around him is called Baka knows thing that will land him in prison. You get me? Drake does not like dark-skinned people. He does not like black people. You get me? But yo, never mind that, man. Yo, shout out to Chick Smooth for this video, man. Make sure you go over there, head over to his channel, show him some love. I'll leave the link down in the description below. Let's go, man.
Chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, Chicks.
So listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh man, this is sad, you guys. Not gonna lie to you guys, I woke up this morning with a heavy heart for DJ Akademiks and Mal. These guys gotta sit back and watch their bestie Drake go give another interview to Bobbi Althoff, who's a clout chaser, culture vulture, and most importantly, she's never defended Drake publicly, ever. The worst part is, Akademiks and Mal gotta sit there and act like it's all cool. Now, a couple days ago, after Bobbi Althoff and Drake announced that they were doing a podcast interview once again, a lot of people, including Drake fans, said, why the fuck is Drake doing this? What's the reason? We've already seen the dynamic between you and Bobbi. We know Bobbi's not going to ask you any questions about music. Shit, the girl knows nothing about hip-hop or anything. We do not want to watch you guys sit down for another hour and a half, having awkward conversations, having sexual tension with each other, and making corny inside jokes that nobody understands besides you guys and Chubbs. We know you're not...
Let's be honest, man. Imagine the reaction if Drake actually pulled up and did an actual interview with DJ Akademiks. Bro, do you realize how viral that clip would go? That clip would go insane. Millions, bro. Easy. Millions.
I'm gonna sit down with any hip-hop personalities, but why don't you go sit down with the two guys that's been fucking with you? The two guys that support you, the two guys that pretty much risk their careers for you. Oh,
I'll tell you why, because the skin too dark, bro. The skin tone is too dark, fam.
oh, did I forget? The two guys that
Especially after what Kendrick did to him. Nah, the skin tone is too dark, bro.
you also run to anytime you need a spokesperson or PR person in hip-hop. Now, after watching Bobbi and Drake announce their upcoming interview, Akademiks was so flabbergasted he couldn't believe it. The move made no sense to Akademiks, so much so that Ak said, you know what? Nah, fuck it. This gotta be either a business move or Drake wants to clap Bobbi Althoff cheeks again.
Yo, Drake, my brother. I think you're not reading the room here. You just went through one of the most horrifying rap battles of life, and the entire premise was trying to show or trying to say you're not someone of the culture, and you keep doing content with people who seemingly are not within hip-hop. Okay? And I completely understand that. And by the way, I do kind of look at Drake like, bad timing again. Now, honestly, I think this is a great business move. I just think it's bad timing. I think Drake, like, again, I could be wrong. I haven't asked him about it. It's no way he doesn't own a part of this podcast or the company that owns this podcast or is giving this woman an opportunity. With all due respect, Bobbi Althoff is not a talented person. With all due respect, there is a lane for her to flourish, but especially within the lane that she is trying to cannibalize off of, without Drake walking her through the door. Now, not once, but twice, she is not as effective. No one really wants to sit with her. She comes across as either condescending or absent-minded. She doesn't do great interviews, but you are doing what we've accused Jay of doing. Giving someone a cultural key that maybe we don't think should even be a cultural visitor. So now you've told them they could live here. Drake has to, like, and I've spoken to many people about it. They're like, yo, no, Drake must be trying to fuck her. If Drake is doing this to try to fuck this chick, he's too horny. No, it's too great. No, it's too horny. He has to own part of her podcast or the network that's.
But why, Bobbi Althoff? I mean, come on, bro. She ain't nothing to look at, fam. You get what I'm saying? She ain't nothing. She's a skinny little white girl, bro. She ain't nothing to look at, bro. So I don't understand what would be his obsession with Bobbi Althoff, man. She ain't nothing to look at, bro. You get me? I don't get it, bro. But like I said, man, Dre, this guy, after what K-Dot did to him, I wouldn't be surprised if soon you hear that him and Baka has a problem. You know, Baka, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. This guy does not like black guys, from. I'm telling you, look at Kai Cenat. The way his guy rep with Kai Cenat. Even until this day, he still can't reach on Kai Cenat's stream. But for some reason, he reached all the way over to XQC's stream, right? Yeah, fam. You guys need to put these pieces together, bro. Put these pieces together. You get me? Some way, somehow, he reached over XQC's stream. Never mind Aiden Ross. He reached over to XQC's stream. But not Kai Cenat's stream. This guy is a hater. This guy does not even like himself.
Publishing a podcast. Otherwise, nothing makes sense. I will stick on that. Again, I would rather, and I hear the rumblings of people saying, no, Drake is just avoiding hip-hop press. Like, people are like, well, yeah, he ain't gonna do nothing with you, Maul, or nobody else. He's just avoiding y'all because he don't want to answer the questions. Nah. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think he is gonna do that in due time. And I want to believe that he has business with this woman. I will say the timing is still horrible. And reading the room is still not the thing that I've said about Drake, especially post beef. He's done accurately. You've been very hip hop your entire career. That's why you've battled. You're gonna have to speak about these things, not just only on a record when convenient.
Exactly. You need to talk about what happened in the beef, just like any other person who talk about what happened in the beef. Not what, because you lost? Nah, but you're still a musician. If you consider yourself as a musician, you need to talk about what happened. You get me? Talk about what happened, fam.
And yes, I do understand that we have unrealistic expectations for Drake compared to other artists. I'm hoping, and this is just my hope, right? So I'm going twofold.
That's cap Akademiks. He needs to stand on business. Prove that you're the person you're saying you were in the beef. You get me? Acting like you're a gangster and stuff in the beef. Prove that you're one, bro. Prove that you can take such a hit and take it with chest and come back and do your thing. But well, anyway, we see that he can't already. So that statement I just made is redundant because we don't see that he can't do that. He's not that type of artist, as a matter of fact. You get me? This guy is weak and pathetic.
I believe this is a business move for Drake. Still ill-timed, but it's a business move. He has to own part of her podcast. If Drake don't own part of her podcast, I think he's an idiot. It's just no way that a woman that has been dejected from black culture and from urban culture and basically was starting to experience the effects of falling off, and maybe like they wanted to do a rebrand or whatever, or give her like a new like steroid shot. You're doing it twice for her, when essentially if she was as talented or she was as demanded or wanted or cared for by the community or by the hip hop sphere, she would be supported. Again, just like when people ask me about the Kick situation or why doesn't he stream with them?
Exactly. Like, who is Bobbi Althoff for anybody in the culture to be supporting? You get me? She ain't nothing special. She ain't done anything special. She's just another one of those little plants like that actor girl that they just put in place like that. It's just like, okay, here, just have this and you can do interviews with this and that. Who the hell is Bobbi Althoff? Man, get out of here, man.
I don't think Drake wants to stream. I think Drake sees a lucrative dollar sign and he follows the dollar sign to do streaming. And I don't think Drake wants a podcast. I think Drake is podcasting for a business opportunity. It's not even about, are you going to do content with, say, a me or a Mealy Mall or something? It becomes, bro, you got to realize that hip hop and urban culture has dejected this woman.
Now, come on, Ag. We know Drake can own a piece of anybody's podcast that's more famous and makes more money than Bobbi. Now, I know Drake's money has been looking a little bit funny lately, but let's be honest here. Drake can go get a bag from a lot of places. Investing in Bobbi Althoff's career is not the place I think Drake is running to for money. Her first podcast...
That doesn't make no sense. He doesn't think anything, bro. The only thing that people can take from this is that Drake does not like black people, plain and simple. He liked black people when he was benefiting from all this, from being a culture vulture.
Podcast obviously failed, so much so she went on to start a new one. I'm not so sure if Bobbi generates a lot of revenue. It's completely okay to call a spade a spade. The same way Drake called up Bobbi and said, yo, if you want to do an interview, you gotta come to me. He could have easily hit you up and said, yo, Ag, if you want this interview, fly to one of my shows on tour and let's knock it out.
Facts, bro. Facts. I mean, Ak has been repping this guy for years, bro. Repping Drake for years. And this guy, you're telling me that Drake, and come on, Ak said that he's been talking to Drake on the phone and all that. And you're telling me that this guy can't even spend like even a good 10 minutes or something. You know, come shout out the boy for 10 minutes, yo. He's in the city, yo. Let's link up here. You get me? Cause come on, boy, this guy's got time, man. Drake has time to do stuff. You get me? But like I said, man, he doesn't like black people, bro. Plain and simple, he doesn't like black people.
Now, Maul from the Rory and Maul podcast also addressed Drake doing an interview with Bobbi. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one threw me for a loop. Maul said he does not want to interview Drake. That's right, you guys. The interview that would take his podcast platform to the moon, the most highly anticipated interview in hip-hop, Maul doesn't want it. Here's what he said.
Kendrick need to get up out. You need to get up out just and let Kendrick sit right there. Let me talk to Kendrick.
I would love that. I think that'd be
incredible.
Let
me talk to Kendrick. I got some questions for Kendrick.
I think that would be great.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask shit Rob ain't gonna ask. Cause me and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just different coming from my face than Rob's face.
First of all, I have told you before.
Me and Kendrick are probably the same complexion. This is a little different if I ask him.
Which I want the world to know and appreciate you for this. I've told you off camera, if Drake wants to do an interview with you, that's like, I won't feel away. I don't need to go. I don't need to be there. I don't need to produce anything. Like, go do that. And you have said, which I love you.
Me by myself?
Yeah. Yeah. And you said, no, I would want, which is cool. I'm saying I was leaving us out of it. I want Drake to sit with you. I would want Kendrick to sit with you. I also think people would be surprised. I think you would ask Drake real questions. I don't think it would be what the internet has painted you as, where it would just be getting off Drake, quote unquote, talking points. I think you'd ask him real shit. And I think it'd be in a comfortable environment. And if he wouldn't want me there, I wouldn't feel no fucking way.
Well,
just bring me back some Tim Hortons and, you know, I don't know.
No, I don't think it's some
Toronto women
of not wanting you there. I just, you know, I just laugh at certain shit that I read online sometimes. Like, because I've never, being honest with you, Rory, I've never thought about sitting and talking to Drake on camera. It's never once crossed my mind.
Why is that?
What is he talking about, bro? Yo, stop the cap, fam.
Because, I mean, our conversation and our exchanges are like that of me and any of my other homeboys, where it's like I never thought about having my homeboy in front of a camera asking him the shit that we talk about. So I get.
Bro, these OVOs be coping, fam. They just continue to cope and they're just capping. This guy has been talking, he's like one of his homeboys, blah. This guy has been on Drake's case ever since the beef, man. Even before the beef was concluded, this guy was on Drake's case. He was standing on Kendrick's neck. You get me? This guy would have killed for an interview with Drake. All of a sudden, don't man, shut up, blood, and stop lying, fam. Stop the cap, bro. We all know you're capping because... Yo, like Chicks said, man, that would take your podcast to like the next level, bro. To get like someone like Drake to interview on there. So you're telling me you wouldn't, basically you don't want that, basically you're just comfortable with it. Man, shut up, bro, and stop lying, fam. Stop lying, bro. Those words would never even come out of Akademiks' mouth, fam.
Drake is who he is. But I don't look at it through that lens or look at it with that mindset. It's like we speak, we laugh about shit, we talk about shit. He's, trusting me with some of his music and some of, personal shit he's going through. But I think it's that because he knows that I'm not thinking interview. If Drake never sits down on the camera, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Oh no, but I know that part.
Right, but people don't know that. So I'm saying for people that don't know that. So I've never thought about, oh damn, I hope he comes sit and talk. That's never once crossed my mind. So
when you
say
think you have a real relationship with him, that's why. But they think you're doing it to leverage an interview, which I know is
fucking crazy. But that's cool. They could think that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if me and you didn't have a podcast together and you putting out dope albums and this, that, and the third, and you had gone through some shit, you my guy, I wouldn't be thinking like, damn, I hope Rory one day wants to come and sit on camera and we could have this. That shit doesn't even cross my mind.
But that's not the point. The point is the fact, if Drake and you are such boys, why wouldn't he mind coming on camera? Matter of fact, why would he mind coming on camera on your podcast to sit down and have a conversation as a musician? And he just had the biggest rap battle of his life. Why wouldn't he want to come and, give that to his boy? You're his dog, you're his homeboy. Why wouldn't he want to come and do that for you? If he's such a good friend to you, why wouldn't he just come and want to just elaborate on what happened? Since you're his boy, you're going to be in his corner. Obviously, you get me. But why wouldn't he want to come and do that for you? But okay, he's willing to go over there and do that for Bobbi Althoff. Bobbi Althoff, who's basically a nobody. Bro, fam, you're lying, bro, and you're weird, fam. You're lying and you're weird, bro.
With a real friendship,
like, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. If I had me and my boy is a musician. I had a podcast out there and, it has an okay name. You get me? He just went to the biggest rap battle on a global stage. You get me? Win or lose. But look, I see, yo, boy, my G, I've been following the battle and stuff throughout he's your boy, he's going to know that you're following the battle and stuff and you talk about it on the podcast. It should be nothing for you to even come and say, yo, bro, listen. Yo, fam, yo, come on the podcast and we'll talk about what happened during the battle. You get what I'm saying? Or just talk about music in general, what transpired and all, what you got coming with projects and all this kind of stuff. We'll just sit down and have a real conversation, for the fans and let them see what's what. You get me? And especially if they know that they could both benefit from the podcast as well. Man, as your brethren, that should be no problem for your brethren to do that for you. That should be no problem. Because, like Mali's saying, you're saying that you and Drake are such good friends, and Drake is your boy. There's no reason why Drake coming on your podcast that Drake should think anything of it. If you're such good friends and they're so comfortable with each other, there should be no animosity with him coming on your podcast and talking about what happened in the battle and what projects, etc. he's got coming up. He says he's got Iceman and stuff coming up. Why can't he give you a 15-20 minutes interview, of what's behind Iceman, ideas and all this kind of stuff, and what's to come, what projects he got coming, if he's touring and all that kind of stuff. There should be no reason for him to come and do that for you if you're his boy, because there's no malice or anything behind it. No malice or anything behind him coming and appearing on your podcast. And he knows that if he appears on your podcast, it will take your podcast to another level because of who he is. There should be no problem. This is why I don't believe a word that comes out of these niggas' mouth. I don't.
There's artists that I'm.
But now, if you say, you know what, I got some shit I want to get off, Maul, and I want to get it off with you.
Pause.
Set up the cameras. Pause.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But I'm not, in my mind, that doesn't even. So when I see people say, "Oh, he got to get Maul in," why? Like, I don't. Because true.
Because you're a podcaster, fam, and you're close to him. You're a podcaster, but he's going on other people's podcasts and giving them interviews and stuff. Every minute you see him over there with Aiden Ross, doing all sorts of nonsense. Every single minute, bro. Why can't Drake come and chill with you as his homeboy? And okay, we're going to give away this tonight. We're going to give away that tonight. The same thing he does when he's on Aiden Ross's podcast and platform. Why can't he do that with you? And you're also a podcaster. I mean, Aiden Ross is a big streamer, but he still operates as a podcast sometimes. Why can't he do that for you? Man, you're capping, bro. You're capping, fam.
Truthfully, the things that we talk about, I wouldn't even talk about on camera. I would never ask him that on camera.
That's nothing to do with anything. That's nothing to do with anything, bro. That's nothing to do with anything. No one expects you to talk about personal thing between you and a brethren on camera. That's nothing to do with anything. The battle isn't personal. The battle was a public thing, a global public event. Talk about the beef and talk about music you have coming up and all this kind of stuff.
You get what I'm saying? Because I just don't think that people are even worth the answer.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Because it's like, okay, even if he says it, even if we get Drake, we get the Drake. Let's paint the scenario for him. Okay. We get the Drake interview.
Gotcha.
We ask every question that's online. Can
we stay in Toronto for the week?
I don't. Wherever. If Drake said, bring the fucking
that's what I'm trying to leverage
to wherever. I wouldn't give a fuck where.
No, let's do it in Toronto. Even if he's in New York, let's fly to Toronto.
There's things that we've spoken about that I would never.
Oh no,
ask on camera.
Of course, but I still think there's like basic shit that Bobbi's not gonna ask, or it'll be pitched as like a sarcasm. She'll be like, but she's like, who's this Kendrick guy?
Okay,
like,
but
she'll like,
but even if she does that, right? Even if she asks the hard hitting questions, even if she gets to like
Bobbi asking her, I'm just saying, we could pivot. She'd go from that sarcasm, humor shit to fucking Barbara Walters.
My Rory, shut up, bruv. And let man talk, fam.
No, we don't know.
She got a little work done.
We don't know. I don't know if she got work done. So you putting that out, I don't know about that. What I'm saying is,
she got money.
It's certain shit that I would never ask.
That's my point. Is the stuff that would be fine to ask, I think you would ask, and that's the stuff that people want to hear. Exactly. The stuff that you know.
Exactly, bro. The stuff that people want to hear. People want to talk about the battle. You know, how he's handling the battle and all this kind of stuff. You get me? What projects has he got coming up?
Only just y'all conversations. I don't even think that's the stuff people would even want to
Rory, even in that, you know why it doesn't matter? Because even if he answers the question, you can ask whatever question though.
It's never going to satisfy anyone.
It's not going to satisfy any fucking body. No matter what he says.
But people will have an answer for certain questions that's been looming ever since the battle. People will have answers to many of the questions that's been asked online. Nobody expects to get everyone to be satisfied by everything that's been said, because everyone is not going to get the answer. Everyone can't have their cake and eat it. So I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. That point there's mute. I don't know what you're talking about, fam.
No matter what he does, no matter what album he puts out, people already have in their mind that don't like Drake and that don't like. Cool. It doesn't matter what he says. So when people get all worked up about him announcing who he's sitting down talking to, I'm just laughing because I'm like, no matter who he talks to, people are still gonna feel a way about it.
No, that's not the point. That is not the point. You see, this is what I hate about people like this. You know, this disingenuous about some people. You know, that's not the point about why people are talking about this particular subject. You know that's not what people are saying. But you're happy at gaslighting. You get me? You're happy at gaslighting. You know that's not what people are saying. People want to know, why doesn't this guy ever want to sit down with black podcasters and do anything? That is what people want to know. Why doesn't he want to sit down with any dark-skinned black podcasters and give them time of the day? But every opportunity he gets to go on a white streamer or a white podcast, he jumps at it. Man, get out of here, bro. I know what deal Mali Stop you're talking about, fam. He's so disingenuous. He knows exactly what the situation is. He knows exactly what it is. You get me? But yeah, man, yo. I'm going to leave, like I said before, man, I'm going to leave the link to the full video down in the comments, in the description, so you can check it out when you're ready, man. So yeah, don't forget to show your boy some love, man. All right, we out. Peace.